Please state your name.
My name is Andy Chester.
Right.
Okay.
Start off with a bang. Today, just for the record, January 13th, 1991, and 3:25 in the morning. It's gonna be so difficult. Being serious. Alright, that's where we would have it. Alright, I know you born in Houston.
That's right.
Don't do this. It's not being very casual. That's not like.
That's right. I was born in Houston. You better believe it.
It's the way you talk to girls.
It's true.
Okay.
Turn that sucker on, it's all over.
Yeah, I know.
You become a completely different person.
That's right. Okay. Born in Houston, born in this house. Not literally, but.
No, I wasn't born in this house. We live down Post Oak in a shitty neighborhood now. It's all black neighborhood. It's down there.
Okay.
And we moved about my kindergarten year was the year we moved here.
Okay.
And so we've lived here, I guess, approximately 18 years.
Okay.
And I don't really have any memories from my old neighborhood. That was a long time ago. But
obviously kindergarten. What are you, 5 years old?
Yeah,
4 years
5
old?
or 6. Actually, one memory I do have though is kindergarten first day there. Marion Mayer kissed me. I remember
Who?
Marion Mayer.
Miriam Mayer?
I think so. Yeah, I think she.
Any idea how that came about?
It was his first day of class. I was totally scared, and I just remember.
Right.
I think it was Marion Mayer.
Yeah, she had to become a slut.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Okay, so you moved here about kindergarten year. What was the reason for the move? Any idea?
My dad probably had some more cash flow. We were in a pretty shitty neighborhood, so just moving to a better place. Bigger.
Okay, and then I guess then you started going to Coulter.
Coulter,
where you actually met a lot of people that you know now.
Yeah.
Looking at the old pictures, class pictures, I can spot guys like Stan.
Oh, yeah, Stan.
I don't know if they were your pictures I saw, but I know I've seen pictures of those days.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Bobby Vargo, I think I have seen in your pictures.
And what pictures are you talking about?
Just like elementary school class pictures.
Oh, right, yeah. You know a lot of people in my culture. Yeah, there's, let's see, Bobby Vargo, you'd know, let's see, who else we know.
Stan, Sharon Bodie.
Sharon Bodie, yeah. She's my girlfriend for part of, I think, 4th grade. I think I told you this before. I was in the hospital after running into a tree, and she gave me some shit, M&Ms and stuff, and that was pretty exciting. She was kind of a pseudo girlfriend, along with Sarah Kay. That was also another big girlfriend in those elementary school days. Playing Truth or Dare.
Changed, huh?
And a little less bang for the buck back then, I'd say. A lot of Truth or Dare, though. That was pretty exciting. That was good stuff.
A lot of in the closet stuff?
Spin the bottle, Truth or Dare.
Shit.
Just you didn't do that shit.
Never did that shit. No, I missed out. Kind of wish I'd moved.
Roy, you missed out, I'll tell you what.
Okay, so Coulter, obviously.
Yeah, Coulter,
through 5th grade.
Through 6th grade.
6th grade?
Yeah, 6th grade.
6th grade. That's
yeah,
right.
so Johnson was just 2 years.
Okay. And how would you describe Coulter? I mean, was it?
Coulter, what would I describe about it? Just, I guess, your average elementary school is fun. I was kind of the athletic star. I shined early. I was great at kickball.
Who else was in that group of, being the athletic studs?
The athletic studs? Bobby Vargo definitely was. He was very athletic, and he was also pretty smart, too. We were both in the number sense thing, which is the top 3 math students, and Bobby was number 1. Somebody was number 2, and I was number 3 on that. And
all males?
Of course, no doubt about it.
All right, so junior high, Johnston. I know that.
That's where my memories start picking up better. That was great. Some of the classes, probably some of the most funny, memorable classes of all time, I would say. Some of the ones I would say, there's 3 classes that really jump out as being hilarious. One would be, obviously, what the hell is it? Coach? No, not Coach Macy. Mr. Macy.
Mr. Macy
English class.
8th grade.
Yeah, the Lebanese gorilla. He was. That was a good class.
I never got to witness this, but everybody keeps mentioning this one thing that you would do when people would hit you. For example, Mr. Macy.
Well, the flying out of the seat was a big deal. I was very expressive, I would say, in high school days. I like to have a lot of attention.
When did that start?
I don't know. Usually, I'm pretty quiet until I get comfortable, and then I like to be very, very much kind of a jokester, comedian guy. Lots of attention, as you probably noticed, and so I like to do really goofy things. Stuff like that.
So you like literally just fly out of your seat?
I would literally fly on my
just
seat.
spaz on the floor?
Do some convulsions on the floor. Make it a lot of times roll with the seat in me. You know, like roll and the seat at the same time. Really a loud, wild effect. So
I just couldn't have gone
knock
through high
into other
school.
people. You know, I mean, just keep rolling. It just would not stop. It was very elaborate. It was better than Chevy Chase, I would say. It was pretty incredible. All the adrenaline was flowing.
That's why we need a video camera. I only wish I'd seen this.
You never saw that?
I never saw that. No, like, God, I wish I had. But what was, I remember something happened to Mr. Macy, like Rui had written a letter.
A letter? No, well, I got kicked out of class. I guess Rui did too. I got suspended from class, basically, or expelled until my parents came up there. Because we would talk all the time and just be. At first, he moved me across the room. I was behind. This is the seating arrangement. It was Jane, it was me, and then Rui, and we were just constantly talking in there. And
the three of y'all?
Yeah,
Jane included?
Yeah, Jane. We were always picking on Jane. Like we were always making fish, making comments like shark, barracuda, ridiculous stuff like that. So.
Mature things you wouldn't do now.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so much funnier. And Rui and I were just cracking jokes basically the whole time and making fun of Mr. Macy and stuff. So he moved me across the room and somehow I guess we were still bad and he made us we got really bad, so he made us write this letter or this note saying, "I will learn the meaning of responsibility" or something like that, and he wanted us to write it 1,000 times and. I said, well, okay, I'll write it 1,000 times. I'll just do ditto marks, though. He goes, don't do ditto marks or I'm going to kick you out. I did it, and he kicked me out.
Ditto marks.
Like 8 pages of ditto marks.
Just got times 1,000.
There it is.
Okay, so I remember Johnston being like, for example, Rodney.
Oh, Rodney.
Deal with the guys who really didn't like people who were white.
Yeah. We had a lot of good times in the PE classes. All the brothers in there, and the Rodney.
Wouldn't let you shoot a basket. If you made a basket, he'd hit you with the ball.
I couldn't stand. Rodney was probably the most fearful character I've ever run across my whole life. We actually got almost beat up by him one time. Me and Rui were at the. We used to go to the Meyerland Library a lot, and one day we were walking around the library and we walked to that Goonie Golf that was right next door, and we saw Rodney there and some of his friends on bikes, and I yelled to him, I said, where'd y'all steal those bikes? And that was not good. And we kind of ran off, and then later on they were chasing us down.
You said where'd you steal the bikes to Rodney and his friends, and then what happened?
So they chased us down. I saw them on the street, so I ran behind the building, and they came behind there, and
you and Rui?
Me and Rui, and I only said it though, so they weren't going to beat him up. So I sat there, I was like terrified. He and 3 of his black friends, and they got like a nail, and they like popped the tire of my bike, and then they started like hitting me, punching me like one time every 10 seconds or whatever, trying to make me get in a fight, and I would just stand there and. Somehow they finally got tired and left.
You had no intention of fighting back?
No, I was just such a chicken, I would never fight back.
You ever been in a fight in your life?
Never been in a fight.
Never been?
Actually, no, I have, I guess, sort of. The only fight I did was based on Powell in college.
College?
Yeah. The guy across the hall, Powell, would always get so pissed off because everybody would treat her like shit there and make fun of her. And the guy across the hall is this short, kind of muscular guy, David, some Jewish guy.
I remember this guy.
And Casey was a big part of the fight also. He's a total dickhead. And so this guy, David, that guy, he kept saying that Michelle was like a bitch and all these things about it. And so one day I told him to, stop this or whatever, because Michelle basically forced me to. And he wouldn't. And so I I started pushing him around, and we got in a kind of a fight. I think I threw him against the wall. I didn't actually throw a punch, I don't think. But
Did he?
no, I was more aggressive than he was. He was
Oh.
pretty strong, though. I couldn't do anything with him really. So.
Oh, really?
But really no serious fights, I would say.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Went off to Bel Air, where.
Yeah, I went to Bel Air.
Wait. You mean Rue was your best friend, junior?
Yeah, I met him in 7th grade, I guess. And I guess I met him, it's kind of a funny way of meeting him. One day in class, it was in Mrs. Haygood's class. I was the second of the 3 really funny classes at Bel Air, and Mr. Lenski being the 3rd. Those are the 3 great classes. I went to Johnston, and so like the first day of class, I went up to Rui and said, I want to give you a shot. And I don't, and he really thought that was pretty funny. Out of the blue, he really thinks so. He just knew that he wanted to be my friend after that moment in time. So. Ever since that moment, we were just total flakes, cut-ups. We would make fun of everybody at any time, and pretty much had a reputation, I think, as being really pretty funny and stuff like that. So at that point, we did a lot of crap together all the time, pretty much. Went to the library a lot of times after school. I would pump him around on my bike all the time. Go to Jane's house and tie her up and stuff, and throw a rocker in the garage.
That's another story. What is you locked her? You actually found her and locked her in a garage?
Well, yeah, I think it was in like 7th or 8th grade. We drove over there rode on our bikes over there, and we had this elaborate plan that we had been thinking about for a long time. And the plan was...
Long time being what, weeks?
Yeah, I think I've talked about it for weeks, months, maybe. I think, and we had this plan that there was a couple of plans. One, we were gonna like put her in a bag or something and drag her off somewhere. Another being we were gonna, I don't know, we were just gonna like tie her to a tree or something, or just like. But the main thing of the plan, we were gonna knock on the door. Hopefully, she would answer, and she did. And when she answered the door, we grabbed her.
Well, what if her father had answered?
We would ask for Jane. Hopefully her father would leave and we could still grab her. But it worked out best because we saw her there. We said, "Hi Jane, how's it going?" And so we just grabbed her immediately, and she was just kind of cracking up the whole time. And we took her around to the side of the house, and the black guy from the next door heard us and came out, and he said, "What are you guys doing?" So we got kind of scared, so we dragged her off in the back, and I guess locked her in the garage. I don't remember some of the gory details that Jane portrays with a knife and all that kind of stuff. And, we wielded no knife, trust me, because Rui says we did, and his memory is pretty good. And I guess we did lock her in the garage. I think we heard Pierre coming home, and so he zoomed off. I think that was the reason.
That's hilarious.
We terrorized Jane quite a bit. She and Shelley Taylor were a big part of our high school and junior high careers, I would say. They were a big focus of our attention and interest. I think we had big crushes on them through those years.
Okay. How would you describe yourself as a kid? I mean, all those stories pretty tell us quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, I think I would say pretty shy initially, but always liked to be in the center of attention. Always would be obnoxious, kind of, pretty loud, and pretty much always joking around.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, do you think you really knew when to stop?
No, really. I think I really went to the extreme more than anybody I saw. I think I really was on the edge a lot of times. I think I got away with a lot of stuff that a lot of people probably couldn't.
Boys will be boys?
Yeah, boys will be boys.
What am I referring to?
Well, boys will be boys. That is a classic line. Another incident where we were at Shelley Taylor's party one year. I think this was at the end of junior high. And I got to the party. I saw Brian. We were goofing. I said, "Hey, Brian!" And I hit him, slapped him, and I knocked him into this big glass. And I guess he broke it. Next day, I found out that it was broken. And Shelley Taylor's parents called us up, and their parents were pissed off a lot. And so she talked to my dad, and they said my dad was like really paranoid because he didn't want to pay for this glass. It was like going to be over $100. He's the biggest miser in the world. So he started saying, "Oh, how do you know he did it? I don't, yeah, I don't know if he did it." And they started talking to my mom, and my mom said, "Well, boys will be boys." So my mom's a real disciplinarian there.
How old were you? That was what?
That was about 13, 14, something like that. Maybe 14, 15.
That's pretty, yeah, okay.
Something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so it was just.
So yeah, I know personally that you went over the edge. Like, yeah, I can never imagine getting away with the stuff you got away with.
Yeah, can you imagine anybody
doing the stuff you did? It's kind of like I just kind of put my head down and just go, oh my God.
Yeah, it's funny because there's certain things that I will absolutely not do. Like, I'll not take chances in so many things. I'm so conservative. I've never traveled anywhere. Never got into a plane until a couple of years ago. I've never done anything really in my entire life. I hardly ever call anybody up. I never ever will do any of these things. But then, if I get in any kind of comfort zone at all, I guess kind of making up for it, I go over the edge as far as being really wild and getting a lot of attention and stuff.
Yeah.
Even now today, like at work, I'm so quiet, so absolutely so serious at work. Mm-hmm. And people at T3, this little seminar that we went to was a not really non-working environment, and people thought I was like kind of the life of the party again there. After a couple days of being quiet, that they kind of broke loose, and they couldn't believe that I was really how quiet I was.
That's typical of most people, though, to be that way, be quiet, shy until you get into the little comfort zone until they start.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way it is with most people. But I think it's more of an extreme on both ends. I'm really ultra conservative in the beginning, as far as I won't do anything at all. But then I think I'm like at the end of being really kind of extra wild and extra drawing attention to myself, and willing to do things that most people wouldn't do, like going up to a random girl and saying something really stupid or something like that.
Tell me about work now. I know nobody, the camera doesn't know what you do.
Well, I started work about 4.5 months ago at Price Waterhouse as a tax accountant.
Okay, don't start this crap. Straight in the back. Okay, Price Waterhouse, tax accountant. You've been doing it for 4.5 months. Do you like it?
No.
And you're real close to getting fired.
You're real close.
Every day.
Do I like it? Nah, not really. I'd say it's pretty bad there most of the time.
Pretty menial work.
Menial? Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's menial in a way that the work itself is pretty menial, as far as you're counting a lot of numbers up a lot of time, and you're transferring numbers from work papers to a tax return. Basically, almost no differences really, but you have to be incredibly detail oriented, and that's pretty menial. But it's really hard though, because there's so many things you have to keep track of, and you have to reference everything to everything. Make sure you can find out where you got every number. You have to make sure you clearly mark it, and there's a certain kind of code that you do for it. And I just don't like being that detailed.
Assuming they didn't fire you, anytime soon. At any time soon, how long could you keep doing what you're doing right now?
How long could I?
Could you do this just
the
rest of your life? Just what you're doing now?
Well, see, I'm the kind of guy who never changes on anything. I never take chances, never leave. So, given that, there is a chance I could do it for the rest of my life, since I never take chances and go elsewhere. But
and you could actually, is it pretty boring, you'd say?
Well, right now, I'm sure that definitely the job changes so much. This is staff accounting, and partners are total studs, wheeler dealers. All they do is incredibly sophisticated board meetings, and trying to recruit more clients, talking to CEOs and stuff, trying to do tax work of big corporations.
You're going to be at that position?
There's no way I could do that kind of job. That's something, I really don't have the skill for that. It's a really high-line skill. You have to be really polished and really sophisticated and stuff.
How long, okay, just as far as plans go, how long would you like to stay here?
I would like to stay there 2 years. I would at least hope to stay there at least a year. If I don't stay there a year, I'll be very disappointed, because then it'll look really bad being fired or leaving before a year. Okay. At least if you get that year in, you're okay. If you get 2 years in, they're fine.
Okay.
And that's about the time that I couldn't probably stand it anymore at the pace I'm going at right now, because I think I could do it maybe 2 years of this, but no more at this point.
And then what would you like to do after that? Yeah, let's just say you get your wish, you get 2 years minimum at Price Waterhouse, big, big firm.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you like to do after that?
Hopefully I'll be CPA, and I like, at school I always liked finance more. I like doing financial stuff, but I really, it's hard to say what I like. I don't know what kind of skills I have. I don't have a lot of confidence in some of the work skills that I've had, because I really, first of all, at work right now, I haven't done anything impressive at all. The only thing impressive I've ever done is in school. I've been real good at that kind of stuff. But I don't know what kind of work I'm going to like. I know I really don't like this accounting yet so far, but you know, I've kind of found out maybe it's just like the working world right now is not that great for me. It's something that I do just to earn the paycheck, and you know, I don't enjoy it. I just do it, plug in the time, and I want to get home, and that's why I probably would want to leave this kind of job, because it's not an 8 to 5 job. It's more of a job where you have to be totally devoted, thinking about the job at all times, totally associate your life with everybody at the job, do things with them, and live the job, you know, in every way or in your entire life. And I'd rather probably, I'll do something more like my dad, probably just a you know, 8 to 5, 9 to 5 job. You punch your card, you go home, you don't think about it, and just make a decent living and stuff, and do the stuff I want to do on the side and stuff like that. So something in an industry.
You mentioned your dad. What does your dad do?
My dad,
Briefly, quickly.
He works for the IRS. He's an IRS auditor. He audits engineering firms, oil companies, mostly.
What's your relationship with him? What's it like?
With my dad, I'd say it's good, very good.
You talk a lot. You talk personally.
Yeah, it's kind of strange in that it may not be real affectionate. You know, I'm not a very affectionate person as far as showing feelings like that. Like I'll never, you know, I don't think I ever kissed my mom or.
Okay, not affectionate with family. How about with in relationships?
In relationships, I think I'm really affectionate. Actually, a lot of times I think I'm really. Yeah, in fact, I think Pal and some of the girls I went out with have said I'm real affectionate. I like always like holding them and kissing them and stuff. And
but back to your family, so you're not affectionate with them?
No, I really don't. No, not at all.
When was the last time you kissed your mom?
I can't remember. It's
literally
3 years probably.
Really?
I can't remember.
Okay.
If I ever have.
Okay. Brother Brian,
yeah, you know,
shake hands when you see each other?
Yeah, sometimes,
Feel
but
goofy?
kind of feel goofy, and it's like a joke when we shake hands almost. But I don't think that really takes away. I think it's just the way we've been brought up, because my dad totally is a non-emotion kind of guy. You know, I thought marriages were all like his, where they almost, like it's just a mom and pop thing. There's no, like, I don't know, sexual relationship. They're just there. They don't ever kiss. They don't do anything. It's just, you know, they just kind of live and talk in the same house, and that's kind of the way we are here. So it's
almost like a brother sister.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just really comfortable, is what it is, and it's not real emotional. It's not like all the other families I see.
I know you and your dad and you and your mom. They ask you questions about your your love life.
Yeah.
They always have advice for you.
That's true. I get into pretty good. I think we definitely have a good relationship. I can pretty much tell them quite a bit of stuff, and I do. And I like to get feedback on girl stuff that I'm doing, so I like to talk about it to people. I like to always ask people about things that I'm doing, get their advice on things. So I'm not like hesitant to say what I'm doing with girls and stuff like that. I'll even tell girls that I meet, friends from Bel Air, girls from Bel Air. I'll tell them the situation that I'm doing to meet girls and stuff like that. Maybe too much, actually, because I'm trying to get their feelings on the matter, and I don't know, maybe get some kind of good feelings that they can sympathize with me or whatever if I'm in a bad position or something.
Okay, we're talking about girls. You had one serious girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who?
That was Pal.
Michelle Markley.
Michelle.
We met at the Castilian when we were ET sophomore year.
Yeah, it was a serious girlfriend, and yet it really wasn't, though. I really almost consider myself really never having a serious girlfriend, because that, although it was over 2 years in length of time, I guess, and we did spend all our time together, lots of time together, it wasn't a relationship in where I was felt like she was my girlfriend. I felt like she was my pal, and felt And then
So it's not what you would consider the ideal boyfriend, girlfriend?
no, because really, when you're going out with a girlfriend, you're excited to be with her. You're really excited, progressing in the relationship, and everything. Just going somewhere new with her would be great. Doing new things, and it was almost the opposite with her. She was just a great friend and stuff, and it was
How
almost.
did it get started and why?
It got started basically because I had never had a girlfriend. I think I was just, I knew she would probably be receptive to it. I thought she kind of liked me, and we were great friends, and so it was just almost like an experimentation type thing. And
you think that's different than a lot of first-time relationships like that? I mean, do you think? And I know that I know some people whose first girlfriend or boyfriend was basically that.
Really? Yeah, I think it's a little different in that. This went out a long time like that.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2 years, and it was really.
And
carry a relationship that long and not really be attracted to the person that much.
And you made no bones about wanting to go out with other people.
Right, I really didn't. She knew it. It was so apparent that I did not really want to be around her like a girlfriend, like a boyfriend would. I wanted to be with my friends more. Thought that was more fun, but so obviously this is. She was not like a true girlfriend in that a girl I really loved in every way. I loved her as a friend, but not the other way. And I think that, I don't know, but that's about it.
Yeah. And what's your relationship with her now? Y'all broke up about a year and a half ago or so?
I guess we broke up about a year ago. Kind of a year and a half ago, and I don't talk to her nearly as much anymore, but it's still pretty comfortable. We were super comfortable before. We were like a married couple. We were truly so comfortable, and
And you stayed at her house, at her apartment?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, we just always stay over there, and that was nice because it was so comfortable. It was nice to have that person there. That's I kind of like that, and I think it'd be just great to have that now. Especially if it was somebody you liked in all kinds of ways, I think it would be just exceptional because I thought it was really good there, and I didn't have everything in that relationship. So
why can't you have that now?
Why can't I? I don't know.
Comfort with a girl. Why can't you be in a relationship with a girl? Why aren't you?
I seem to have problems with that. I seem to have a problem getting into a relationship with girls. I think it's the girls that I really like. I'm kind of intimidated by. I think, I don't act myself, kind of like in this video right here, and if you know what I'm saying, dude, I think that it's just really, I just have no confidence as far as meeting a girl that I truly like, and it just always seems not to work out, and no guts at all, never take a chance, never talk to anybody. I just totally freeze up if it's a girl I'm attracted to, and I'm in kind of a rut as far as that's concerned. I haven't been able to get out of it.
What kind of rut aren't you in?
Whatever could you mean by that, Mr. Firestone?
Let's light it on the line.
Well, I'd say about an 8-inch rut, I'll tell you that. We're definitely sowing our
Would you say 1990 was
a very prolific year? I probably had 3 kids then.
Was there any danger with the things you did?
There was a lot of danger this year, I would say, because being that I was so inexperienced all my life, I never had
Let's put it this way. Well, it's not on tape.
Yeah, not on tape, but let's just put it this way. 1990 was a lot more exciting than the other years sexually, but it still wasn't that exciting as far as probably a big stud guy though. It was pretty good though. Pretty damn girl.
Just leave the tape with a Yucatan. So do you? What's your feeling about marriage then? Now here you are. Right now you're going around boning chick to chick,
Yeah, well, you could say that. Say I'm trying to get as many girls as possible. That's due from a lack of experience and confidence. I want to build my confidence up.
And that's just hopping from bed. Hopping from bed
on tape, you motherfucker. Well, yeah, I've never done this, and so definitely, my confidence has grown now. I used to not be able to talk to girls at clubs at all.
I don't know now. Right now you have the ability just to walk up to anybody, random girls practically.
Yeah.
Actually not practically.
No, yes I can.
Before you weren't able to do that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like a guy, oftentimes people I think lacking in confidence in a lot of ways try to make up for it. Like a girl who's not sure of themselves, they'll sleep with a lot of guys, and they're just doing that to increase their confidence, increase their self-worth, make them feel like they're worthwhile, and they're like somebody wants them or something like that, and they never had that before, so they really go overboard and look for even sleazy girls or whatever, and that's to overcompensate for a lack of confidence or a lack of experience before. Mm-hmm. But I think it has helped as far as I've definitely honed my skills as far as talking to girls, because before I couldn't at all, and now I'm decent. I still got some things that are pretty bad, but I can at least get over the initial step, and I can carry conversation a little bit. So
I know that just from a personal point of view, that's much improved.
Yeah,
just being able to carry a conversation and not feel.
Yeah, really. Before it was amazing. I absolutely could not carry a conversation with a stranger at all. And this helps in all kinds of things, in business, in talking on videotape, in just anything. It helps in being able to be just poised, not get so nervous that you can't think about what to say, and make it sound like you're so tense. Just kind of just be goofy and be kind of funny, and be yourself kind of, and say whatever, and just don't act. Before I was just an idiot, and that's all there is to it. I was so scared I could not hold a conversation with a girl.
Let's say you found the so-called perfect girl.
Mm-hmm.
Where would marriage fit in there? I mean, how long would it take for you to, decide to settle down?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question, because, I feel.
Damn, I got one.
Because in a way, I think I'm a kind of person now that almost would want to get married pretty quick, because, there's a lot of, it's kind of gets old going out to clubs, and it's totally meaningless, and I've never had a relationship where I've had all the parts together as far as physical attraction, mental attraction, and great everything there, and I think I would be really susceptible to a relationship like that. And I think it's kind of bullshit going to these clubs and scamming on girls. It's fun for the moment, but it's so meaningless, and because you never see these people again, and they don't care about you at all. And I think that would be great, having a girl that always is there and loves you and stuff like that, and you're really attracted to.
Crap.
All that bullshit.
If your interview or mine.
But then again, I also fear that in my past experience, I don't know if I could be interested for that long. I just don't see it.
You get Julie Vora.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah, the best of all these girls that turn out to be the best ever. I get tired of them so quick. I don't know what it is. I just feel that even if I think the girl's great in every way, I'm going to get tired of her.
Give me what's another example?
Another example of that?
Julie Vora, of course.
There's Julie Vora in that way.
Andrea?
Andrea is a great example of that. I thought
Really?
that was the first girl I really picked up in my life, I'd say, a stranger in a club. That was the beginning of the 1990 session, and she was great, I thought, as far as I thought she had a great body. She was pretty cute. She was smart. She worked at the same job as I did.
But you got tired of her pretty quickly.
But I was so obsessed with her. In the beginning, I thought it was great, and then I got really tired of her. And, I think that just proves the fact that I thought it was great. I thought she was so awesome, and then a few weeks later, I didn't think she's that attractive, really. I mean, I don't like her face.
That's not a case of losing that interest because of sex.
No.
Because we know you never had sex.
Yeah. I didn't want to wait 5 years and then,
We're not doing anything back here.
Bite it, baby.
Oh, man.
Give it to me now.
Just throw the lines out now. We won't even ask. We'll just wonder in a few years.
Bite it, baby.
Give it to me now? Okay.
But, yeah, so, she...
Okay, we don't have to talk about her. Let's stop with her. Okay, so so ideally, I mean, okay, you're 24 right now. Just turned 24 about a month ago.
Yeah.
Say 10 years down the road, where would you like to be? Both, as far as, with a girl, whether you're interested in marriage or not, whether you want kids or not, financially, in your job, and just different areas. Well, in 10 years, you'd be 34.
Okay, 10 years, 34. I definitely.
2000, for example.
Okay, I definitely, by the year, even the year 2000, which is only 9 years away, I would be, 33, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think definitely I want to be married by that time, no question about it. And I have fears that I won't be, though. But I'd say it's over.
That sometime you won't get married at all?
I think that's a big possibility. I fear I might settle, actually, because... But I don't feel like I'll marry somebody who I just think is great overall in every way. That's a fear that I have right now, because I've never actually gone out with anybody like that, except for this girl, Lisa, at T3. I thought she was really great, but I just met her for a couple of weeks.
And she was married?
She was married.
Okay.
She was and is newlywed. But hopefully I can break that off, and I'll get sick of her in a week when she comes down here.
Okay, so you'd like to be married, but you might...
Yeah, I'd like to be married.
Settling.
Yeah, I don't know about kids, since I'm such a miser. I think kids are a big financial drain, and so I think maybe one kid, maybe. I don't know if I can. And also, I hate, clean. I'm so self-centered. I hate to clean up after kids. I don't want to clean their shit up and stuff like that. I don't want to like bother with all that baby stuff. Like feeding them, taking care of them. It's such a hassle. I hate taking care of dogs and stuff like that, and so I just am totally lazy, and that's going to be a problem. It's hard for me to have kids in that way. And as far as money, I definitely want to be rich at that time. I'm sure if I stay with any kind of job, I'll have a lot of money, because I don't spend money at all and stuff. But I don't think I'll be that successful in the business world, but I think I'll have a pretty good amount of money, because I'll save it all and won't blow it all, and I'll have a lot of interest and stuff coming in. And,
I think I've seen you change, though, like from when we roomed together, even before that, and that money was basically it for you. It seemed like,
Oh, you think it's changed?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that now it seems like you're more interested in, you still want the money, but it's more important to be happy.
You think so, huh?
Well, I mean, that's what I think you think now. But back then, it was, money was more the overriding factor,
Yeah.
As long as I had the money, regardless of how I am, in my social life or whatever.
Yeah.
That was my...
Well, I definitely think having money is... There's probably... I think finding a good wife, having a good family, a good wife, happiness is actually more important than money, but I think I have more control of the money situation, and since I'm always so lazy in pursuing the relationship thing, that's why I have fears that I will never find that great relationship, which is more important than money. But I think I can control the money part, and I still think I'm going to be pretty much a miser, and it's going to be, I'm going to hoard it all, and definitely it won't be as bad as maybe before, but I definitely hoard 90% of my money.
Okay. All right, now, this concerns a little bit of everything. You and I think Rui and Brian started this thing about theories and syndromes, and could you just throw a few of them out?
Oh yeah, well, I can. Yeah.
I mean, just briefly explain.
Well, a few of the things. These are basically, from what I remember. In fact, I know of all these things I made up directly. I'm very proud of this. I'm the person who made this up, because, in fact, all these funny sayings are probably mine, because Rui and Brian would always laugh at me because I always say funny, stupid things that they cannot relate. Because they're a lot more smart than me. They would never say these ridiculous things. But some of the things I said were. Number one was everything spawns from this one principle, and it's known as the unfair principle. Now, all these principles really affected me, affected my life, and I felt that these principles are very strong. And what the unfair principle is that whenever things are going good, you're going to have more good things happening. If you have one girlfriend, if you're a guy who's not the right guy for the girl, but you have lots of girls and you don't even want this girl that much, that girl is going to like you. It's unfair that you should have that girl. But me, the guy who is really nice and should have the girl and would be much better for her and doesn't have any girls at all, would never ever get the girl, and that was unfair. And that would spawn into the puppy dog syndrome, because this guy would be really nice, he'd be super nice to this girl, but the girl wouldn't like that. She would think it's like a little puppy dog, and she wouldn't take it seriously. She wants what she can't have. She wants a guy that's a big stud, a big somebody who she can't have really, or something that's hard to get, a challenge, and somebody, actually they're kind of mean to her, and that's kind of attractive to them, I think. But the guys that are really nice and probably good for them, should they treat like a puppy dog. And then other things is known as the factor was a big term I used, and a big one was I used to exaggerate a lot, so everything had a factor on it, an exaggeration factor. Like I would say, like that girl had, I don't know, just a billion zits on her face or something. I don't know. The exaggeration factor right there would be very high, because it would be a very high exaggeration. And she probably had a couple dozen or so. But, and another one was let's see the word.
What was the 8?
8, and then the other one was 8. It was I kept saying just randomly, whenever I'd say a number in an example, it would always have the word 8 in it. So as an inside joke, I would say 88, or you're about 88 minutes late or something like that. The movie was about 188 minutes long or something. It was just absolutely ridiculous, no meaning whatsoever.
You just throw it in there.
Just throw it in there and it's stuck, though. So.
Okay.
Those are some of the 4 funny things.
So puppy dog syndrome, unfair principle, the factor, exaggeration factor.
With the exaggeration factor, and the 88 syndrome, the 88 number.
Okay. Any others you can think of?
No, offhand. You can change the factor, can go along with anything. That's just a way of describing things, or the syndrome. Those words can go, but those are the main syndromes or principles or factors. Those ones I described before. Okay.
All right. Let me get some ideas of what you are what you're like right now. Okay. Name some of your favorite groups and the type of music you like.
I like.
It's kind of corny, but just so I know it.
Okay. I like a totally wide variety. I really like dance music. I think that's my favorite. I really like super fast.
Give me some examples of groups.
Like Turn This Mother Out by MC Hammer right now is my favorite song, I would say. So I like MC Hammer. I like, what's the name? Some of those new groups. Vanilla Ice is good, that one song. Any of those really, a lot of the rap is good.
What about the classic music? I mean, the music, this stuff's very
trendy,
trendy.
Fly By Night.
Right. What is...
Yeah, I like to listen to that right now, but really for the duration, I also like the classic rock and roll style music, the Eagles, and I didn't used to like that at all. I didn't like that kind of stuff because I thought it was too popular and it was so common and boring. But now I really like that kind of Fleetwood Mac, that kind of stuff is really good. And I also like funny music, like the Bee Gees. I really like that. I truly do like that kind of music. Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Beach Boys?
Beach Boys, fun stuff like that. The only thing I really don't like is, definitely don't like heavy metal at all, and I don't like classical that much at all, and country western is okay, I don't like it that much, and a lot of common rock and roll, like Richard Marx, or the CDs that you buy. So what's that one guy?
I'm not gonna
Damian. Michael Damian. I don't like that guy at all.
Lovely.
Yeah, he's terrible.
I've since taken it back for the record.
You did?
I'm interviewing you. All right. Okay, as far as music, I know you're a movie critic. So
movie critic.
Big on movies.
Mm-hmm.
What other some highlights? As a matter of fact, that's a good one. This has nothing to do with what we were just talking about, but you're 24 years old. Just name maybe 3 or 4 highlights of your life. So
just actually good transition. The movies, you're a big movie guy, but I'd say that you really watch a lot of movies, but can you name 3 of the highlights of your life?
It's on the paper.
Well, that's professional, Roy. I know exactly where you're coming from with that question. I think the transition is beautiful.
Up to that point, it was really...
It was brilliant. You could send that in.
Okay, let's try it again.
3 of the highlights of my life.
I was going to work away from that and then come back to it.
I don't know.
Highlights in your life, things that you...
Grades, just getting high grades and getting 4.0s, getting those kind of things. And if I pass the CPA, I don't think I will, but that would be definitely high. Just the academic, success. Like in school, almost every other time in a lot of classes, I would make the highest grade in the class. I could memorize it better than anybody else, and I really got pleasure out of that.
That was all through school?
That was all through college, not in high school, because I was competing with too many guys. I wasn't that motivated at all. But
so college.
Later college.
Easier than high school.
No, definitely much easier, and
okay.
Definitely the easiest was graduate school. Was the easiest of all. I think I had the highest GPA in the entire class there. We had 1B the entire thing, and in the classes I would have probably the highest score on every test, pretty much, and that's just because I memorized better. Because now I'm doing terrible.
Well, you were also obsessed with. Would you say you were obsessed with grades?
Yeah, I studied really. I obsessed with grades. I'm always obsessed with everything, being the best at everything. I think I'm incredibly competitive in sports and anything. Like in tennis, I wasn't that good of a player, but I wanted to win so bad. I would play very smart, play very mentally tough, and would just drain the other person out because I want to win more than them. And in school, I just wanted to get a higher grade more than them. I knew exactly what it would take to get that high grade. Just memorize that stuff and get the easy teacher, cheat, do whatever it took. I would be ruthless in that goal of being the best as far as that.
So grades was the grades, the perfection you attained. Grades was a highlight. What else?
Okay, that was one.
Is there anything that's like, for example, a period of time or some event that took place in your life that really stood out or stands out now? Maybe
a highlight. That's a good question.
Well, now it's a good question.
I would say just a lot of times in high school, there were certain periods where I just look back on and it was just an absolute blast, like Mr. Macy's class or this one class in high school, Spanish class, where we drove away like 5 different teachers in the class, freshmen, Spanish. That's definitely a highlight. Just the wildness. The school, it was just so funny. Sometimes in class I would just crack up for 30 minutes straight. I could not stop laughing, and it was not an act at all. I was just rolling on the floor.
That's also, you were just mentioning school again. You never missed a day of school.
No, in high school I never missed one day of school.
Why is that?
That's just another going along with the really conservative nature, never cutting loose. I never went on any trips. I never... But also very intense. I would never want to miss. I never
because you enjoyed it so much. Also.
Well, yeah, I enjoyed it, and also that's part of it. But I think also I just didn't want to, break the. I don't want to. It's okay to go to school. It's not okay not to go. So I'm very conservative and not want to break any rules by not going. Really.
But you enjoyed it. I'm trying to put words in your mouth. You enjoyed it. That's what you said before the tape was rolling.
I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
Okay, anything else? Any other highlights?
Highlights? What stands out?
There's not, maybe, I don't know, a dance, maybe a girl saying she liked you, or anything that...
I'd say something really exciting, one of the most exciting times was, since I'm a tit man, breast man myself, Julie Vora taking off her bra and admiring those. That was the first time I really saw good tits ever, and
really,
that was incredibly exciting because I wanted that girl so bad. I could smell it, and because she was so sleazy, I could smell the disease all over her. But that girl, she had the best tits, and best body in the world.
Was she drunk at that time?
Oh, she was smashed. She was blitzed out of her mind. I was telling people to get out of the room. I was on the bed on top of
Oh,
her.
that's
and I was,
right.
remember that?
Well, I was there.
I was giving you the old.
Well, Brad, I think it's a sign.
Yo, and not get out, yo.
Oh, college. I mean, weren't
Definitely.
some highlights there.
Definitely there's so many highlights. It's like the culminating with the Brad Cutzinger tied to the room, the search for Brad Cutzinger. That was a big culmination of a big memory there.
That's another tape, memories.
Oh yeah.
Memories.
I wish we could have that videotape from back then, because the college first 2 years were unbelievable.
Like water against the elevator.
Oh yeah, that was also probably actually there was more wild times in college than in high school. There's a lot more intense wild fun, because in high school it's just in the daytime and you have to be semi-controlled, but in college it's just out of control.
It's total free for all.
Yeah, so that was great. That was probably the funnest time.
That is literally a tape.
Yeah.
A different tape.
That's true.
God, that was wild. Okay. You describe yourself as conservative. Grade monger.
Grade monger, yeah, competitive. Not willing to cut loose and do new things, unfortunately.
What regrets do you have?
What regrets?
Yeah, if you not just in. I mean, first maybe start off. Tell me about regrets as far as things you did or did not do, and then maybe tell me things about yourself that you would change, maybe about your personality, etc.
Well, regrets. Some of the regrets I have is my personality. I think things I wish I could change and would be different.
Like what?
And that would be being able to communicate more, and being able to. Even right now, I don't have that great at communication skills, and that hurts a lot. And I don't have a lot of common sense skills, and I'm not very worldly at all. And that goes along with not being able or wanting to do anything. I'm such a homebody, conservative, don't want to go anywhere, take a chance. I never take a chance. That's the key. And I wish I could kind of get out of that, but I never. I'm not like these guys like Brian Goffman. He can do all these things like travel to different places and stuff like that. I've never done any of that.
You don't have a desire to do that, really, do you?
I really don't. And I kind of wish I did, because I think you grow as a person by finding out, like in the business world, I'm so behind everybody because I have no common sense as far as I don't know the way things work. I don't know what anything's. I don't know buses. I don't know what those. I don't know what's in an airport. What do you do there? Like checking into a hotel or something. I don't know places. I don't know what you do on things. I don't have any word.
It's kind of embarrassing then?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but again, I really don't have that desire to do that, and I wish I did, really, because
you would have that knowledge then, but not necessarily a desire to have to go through the things to acquire it.
Well, I really wish I had the desire to do that, though, because I think I would be a better person for that. I think I'm kind of it's kind of an immature thing, It's just I've always been. Babied and have the easy way, and that's just an easy way out. That's just kind of a laziness, and but I like that. I guess I prefer that now, but I wish I did prefer that, because that makes you really limited as a person, and that's the one regret I have. And
well, I mean, okay, what other changes in your persona?
I wish I would have been more into girls, definitely at a younger age. I think
like how much? What's younger?
In high school.
High school? Okay.
Yeah, I think it totally hurt me as far as the maturation process. I think I'm totally naive to girls, and I think that was bad, and that also hurt my confidence and communication skills and all that. And I think. I wish there wasn't a lot of availability in high school, but I think, I wish I would have just been more like a regular guy as far as having that kind of, you date girls and stuff, but I had no girls in high school at all, and even early college, so that's one regret, I guess.
And, okay, now as far as things, regrets, I mean, getting more specific regrets.
No, I see.
As from, maybe you did something that you regret you did, or breaking that lamp or whatever it was at Heidi Boy's house, or maybe something else.
Like a specific.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Something real specific that maybe you wish you had done or hadn't done. For example, I said no to someone for a dance, Toys for Tots dance or whatever it was.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I wish I had said yes.
A specific action. I wish I would have gone to the prom.
You wish you'd gone to the prom?
Mm-hmm. Because I think that would have been fun.
Regardless of who it might have been with, just.
Yeah, because I could have gone with Rui and Brian and everybody else. You could have been with that group,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have been a blast, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was a stupid mistake. I think it was a mistake. What specific things? The girl thing. I'm just not talking to girls and not asking them out. That's always a mistake. Just being afraid to ask them out.
And even now, I think you still might not do it, but you.
Yeah, even now I don't call them up. Like this one girl, the hot stewardess, Betsy. I didn't call her up. I just don't. Oftentimes don't take that chance. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. And I don't. It's inexplicable why sometimes I don't take that chance, and because you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. In fact, there's a lot of girls I think are just so hot and fine, and I never ever do anything about that. And I wish I would just take the chance and just that chance type thing. I wish it applies to everything. I think maybe college. Maybe if I would have gone to maybe a better college like Rice or something. That's kind of a regret of mine too. I think it really would be worth it to do something like that, to be the best you can be as far as go somewhere.
Well, so you think you could have gone to a better school?
Possibly Rice, or just some. I don't know, a better school, but a better sounding school, like Mark Goffman or something like that. Emory sounds good, or Georgetown. It sounds really good. It's really impressive, and I think it's really great to have those great sounding impressions and stuff like that.
But all the school would have done for you would have just given you the school name.
Yeah, but
then what would you be doing differently now? I mean, would you still try to get the same kind of job you have now?
It's hard to say. Probably not, because of those schools.
You'll become a world traveler like Rui.
Yeah, maybe I would have developed into one of those sophisticated guys by doing that. But I definitely would have had the confidence of having that name behind you, because everybody's impressed with a big name like Georgetown. Or I think I could have gotten to Georgetown or Emory or something like that. Couldn't have definitely gotten to the Ivy League. Maybe gotten to Rice. But that could have spawned onto some more sophistication, which I'm desperately lacking in, I think. And regret.
One last thing. We just started in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe 1990?
1990?
Okay, let me ask it a different way. If you could have the quality of year 1990 was every year for the rest of your life, would you? You understand the question?
Yeah, but
the quality, just the quality, not necessarily the things you did,
mm-hmm.
but
the quality.
For example, you could rate 90 as 1
Yeah, it was
to
a
10.
good year, but it definitely wasn't the greatest of years. It had some good stuff in it, definitely, but like this job stuff is definitely kind of a drain.
Okay, but as a whole, would you take the quality of year 1990 was and have that
Maybe
as a quality of year for the rest of your life?
Maybe, because I think these years now, I think they kind of get a little worse as time goes on as far as fun. And
what happened in 1990, just briefly?
Well, I got an MBA and just finished off a very successful grade-wise career at U of H. And that was exciting to get that over with. And
You stop talking like this.
And then I stopped talking like this, which was good.
You need to stop. It's a little late. That's why I keep popping the time up there so people know these guys are delirious.
Why? What does this machine do? Why can't I answer these questions? Well, Dick, let me say this. 1990 was a very good year. I think it was a very well thought out year.
Okay, stop. Alright, so you finished off your stupid MBA.
Okay, Roy, suck on this baby. You're pro, man. How much did they pay you? $1 million? $10 million? Finished off the MBA, yeah.
Okay, finished off the MBA, then you...
But then I did a lot of scamming, a lot of fun stuff in the summer with Roy Firestone.
Okay, golf.
A lot of golf.
Was a blast.
The golf, yeah, that was very good.
Golf was a
Very
blast.
good summer as far as no pressure, but then immediately that turned around in the job as far as lots of pressure, a lot of ugly work, you know, and that kind of brought down a pretty fun year up to that point, and so
And that's basically where you stand. I mean,
that's basically where I
kind of-
stand. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And every year from here on out, I mean, the way it's going, it's gonna be the same.
It's gonna be, yeah, the worst part of this year will be the rest of my life. The worst part of my life is.
Forget about the golf. You can forget about the
Yeah.
scamming. It's just weekends now.
Yeah, weekends, you don't get the feel of it now.
What was summer like? I mean, as far as
Summer?
scamming,
That was great. That was Yucatan 4 nights a week.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wait, Wednesday, well, we went out.
Yeah, Wednesday.
No, well, Yucatan we didn't go. Thursday,
that's right,
G-Man.
That's right.
Well, it was Wednesday,
Thursday, G-Man. Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, and sometimes a Sunday or something. Or, it was pretty amazing.
Okay, so 1991. What are your what are your resolutions?
Resolutions
1991.
is to become decently smart at this dumb job I'm at. So, and to build some work experience and work confidence in job-related activities that I had in school. I had the confidence in school. I did well in school, and I now want to apply that to work because I haven't been doing the job at all, and that's really where it's at. This school shit doesn't mean anything, and I want to be successful now in the real world, and if not, I want to go back and start picking up girls every night, because that's really a lot more fun than this bullshit. So
Just one resolution. That's it.
that's one relation.
I mean, just one resolution is all you have for 1991.
I say I never ever make resolutions and big goals like that. It's probably a problem.
Just stop smoking.
Stop shooting up drugs and
I don't know what the hell is shit. Brothers. Random. We got understand it's almost 4:30.
another resolution. I don't know. To get a girl, to get a high quality dame, girlfriend,
Keyword.
girlfriend
Okay.
with big jugs, big jugs, big tan
Really
body.
nympho type.
Oh yeah,
Nympho
brunette, tan,
Big
tone,
jugs.
jugs, big jugs.
All right. What else? I mean, this tape is going to be like going into the vault.
No. Okay.
So what things can we? Well, this interview is really
So
degenerating.
I'm gonna be 35 when I'm watching this. Wow. What will I be like? Will I be alive?
What would
Will
you
I
say?
live?
What would you say to the guy that's 35 watching this? Ooh, what a question. That's a really
What would I
far
say?
question. What would you-
Thank God you're still alive. I hope you live forever. You're a great guy.
You're,
you
what is it?
10
You're a
years
great
from
guy. You don't even know who this guy is.
What's me?
You should be saying hi to yourself.
Oh, hi. How you doing? Hey. I don't remember you.
And this guy at 35 is going to wish, God, I wish I could go back to 20.
I hope I have a lot of hair at 35 because I think I look bad bald. Stuff like that.
Stuff like that. That's about all you really need to say.
That's about it. Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Whoops.
I can see the infrared beams there.
Can you?
Yeah. You can see the red something red. Now it's off. You missed that turn it on. Now you turn it on.
No,
There you
been on the whole time.
go.
Okay, anyway, that's it. Signing off. Goodbye.
So state your name for the record, time, occasion. 5
So stupid. Old Tom Boulders.
See, I'm not supposed to be a professional interviewer.
Well,
I can be stupid. So what is your name?
Old Tom Boulders.
I always just answer the question. I must be really.
Right.
What is your name?
My name's Tom Boulders.
Tom Booth.
Yeah. Tommy. What?
Okay. Can you now give me his give me a brief
An
history
adjective
of your.
describe-
Of your if you were a tree, what tree would you be?
It'd be a pine because it's pointy.
Oh, okay, now seriously though, this is going to be an interview, and you can basically say anything you want to say. This is going to be real. I just get it.
Go ahead. I'm not helping anything. I
No,
don't say this about. Go ahead.
we'll start off by a brief.
Maybe we should cover up that light.
And then like.
Of course, when you're asking me questions, I'll know. Oh, it's on. No, I have no idea. Just figuring. I don't think it's a matter of it being on or off. It's just a matter of the light blinking.
All right. Give a brief history of your life in general. Your historical career as far as where we are now.
Well, that's a broad question.
Well, just kind of, just an overview of things to come.
Things to come.
Go.
Roy Firestone does that.
This is body. This is
You're taking it
seriously. So.
It's that region one driver. You can't even talk and drive.
Talking interview, in-depth interview. And what else has been a very moving experience?
Okay, I'll tell you. I was born in St. Luke's Hospital, December 15, 1966.
You're supposed to.
What? No, be yourself?
Just talking to me. Yeah,
Oh,
be yourself.
that's right.
Be yourself.
I mean, you're reading. I'm got an audience out here. Lived in Pasadena up till I was 12 years old, 79. Yeah, you sound real thrilled. Parents divorced when I was 9, moved out of Pasadena when I was 12. Came here. Best thing that could have happened.
Alright. Rule number 1. Yeah, talking normally.
Talk normal? Okay.
Alright, that's a stupid question. What do you think the most fun period of your life is, and describe that period, and what duration, like a year or two? What years stand out, or a couple of years?
The best year was 85.
85?
85. That was second semester of high school.
Okay.
Blow off semester.
Oh yeah.
And had a girl I loved. Fantastic.
Jennifer.
It was like the best and the worst year of my life.
Best and the worst year.
Yeah, like the best because I had that time with her, and plus college was a blast. Fucking wild.
That was 85 also.
Well, and then that was like the last semester of high school, first semester college.
Mm-hmm.
Summer was great, but the worst because I had to leave Jennifer.
Mm-hmm. Was that time?
Well, you know what it was.
That's all that. Time shit.
Hit me, slap me.
So what did you think of college starting off? What was that like?
It's a very broad question.
Did you enjoy it?
No, first 2 weeks were terrible.
Were terrible?
Mm-hmm.
You really thought it was terrible? What was bad about it?
In fact, I went down to Caroline's room, talking to her, and she and Stacy and I were all talking about how terrible college was, and how it was nothing like we expected it to be. So
what was bad about it? It was just wasn't like.
Oh, for me, I went into college knowing you as I knew you more than I knew anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that close to you in high school anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So all my best friends had gone off to other schools.
Yeah.
So it was like just a totally new atmosphere, new people, having to leave my family.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 2-3 weeks were tough, real tough, especially in a college with 50,000.
Yeah.
And
after that, it started getting better.
Got a lot better.
Progressively better and better.
Started getting to know people on the floor.
Yeah.
And got a lot better.
And how would you compare, the college to, other than I guess your senior year with Jennifer? How would college versus high school compare as far as fun?
High school in general.
Yeah.
College was better.
You thought college was more fun?
In general, because like high school was plus college you're older, you're free.
Yeah.
You just have your you just have school binding you.
Uh,
High school, you have parents, school, all kinds of crap. So yeah, college was much more fun. I like that freedom.
That's what it was.
So yeah, so high school was. And high school was like, freshman year was sophomore year I really didn't like. Junior year was pretty good. Senior year was great. College was, had much high. I think. Well, I don't know. College was there were. I don't know. I was gonna say college has higher highs and lower lows, but with the exception of one thing, then yeah, that's true. I think that's true.
What were some of the girls that stood out in college in your mind, like, as far as unique characteristics or?
Where are we heading with this? Amanda Milligan.
Amanda Milligan.
Amanda Milligan.
What? Any?
You remember Amanda, don't you?
Oh yeah. She was number 1 on one of my lists.
Yeah, oh, she should have brought those lists. I'll have them somewhere.
So, I think you made a mistake as far as getting her 2 truck, huh?
We made a mistake.
She never liked me though, did she?
Well, but it didn't stop you.
Didn't stop me? I never got anything from her.
I know, but it didn't stop you from feeding her alcohol.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody, what I liked about college and high school too, just the variety of people you get to meet. Just a plethora of
veritable cornucopia
of really dynamic individuals and personalities.
Diverse and eclectic.
Eclectic. A motley crew of people.
It's very true. Very well said. Let's see what.
Ranging from people like Tony Sutton in high school anyway. Tony Sutton, real weird looking, not necessarily looking, but a weird guy. Rui, Lonnie Hoffman, and in college you got, I don't know, people like Mo, Pal, yourself. I guess I knew you before. Who else did I know in college? Brad Cutstinger.
The cut, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, never met anything like him.
Yeah. Kind of miss Brad Cutstinger, right? That kind of shit.
Oh yeah, I miss it. Oh, I miss that shit. God, I miss that shit. We needed this fucking, like you say, needed this machine back then.
So were you and Mo? How long did it take for you to get to know the infamous Maureen Porter? And then this is on videotape.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm starting to sweat.
But you have the control of it.
That's true.
You shouldn't sweat too much. So.
And now you're the one. What was the question?
How long did you before you got to be good friends? Was it right away, or?
Oh no. I don't think anybody can be good friends right away with Mo.
That's true, I guess. Did you know her very well first semester?
Let's scratch that. Now, I think you've been good friends with her, but you can't be close friends with her. Right away.
Oh, right. Very hard to get to know? Is that it's hard to get inside that shell? Kind of?
Oh, yeah. She's kind of like a...
Is that why you think she's kind of special?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. I need to cover up the whole tripod. We need a one-way mirror. Gets tougher and tougher when you see this just black body standing right in front of you. Probably is not. A little light on. It's a little light on then.
So Mo,
it took me. I don't know.
Did you ever kiss Mo at all in your first year of college?
Oh,
or second?
No.
Not even ever.
No.
Heck, didn't you?
No.
Nothing at all?
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Nothing romantic.
No.
Did you ever have any thoughts early on like that?
Is this a question that you're actually asking for yourself? Did you ever wondered before, or you know the answer and you're just asking anyway?
Just wondering.
But you didn't necessarily know the answer before you asked?
I didn't necessarily. No, it's just all for my benefit, personal benefit.
Yeah. Okay, no.
So Lisa Sleisner, what did you...
What went on in that room?
What went on in
the other bed?
Did you ever give any thought to what other people might think when you were...
Brought me them things.
Fucking the girl.
A week after Brad had it.
Oh man. Was that kind of fun actually? Did Did you get any kind of pleasure from that, as far as knowing that I would
The
power? That's got to be kind of fun, though. Did you actually go through your mind and all? Yeah.
No, I don't.
At the time, you probably didn't give that much thought.
Didn't give it much thought.
You weren't as like evil as that. Right? That's something.
No, I think it just happened. I mean, it happened. Just happened.
Just my bad luck, right?
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row. You're still pissed. You're steaming.
You can see it just like it was yesterday.
So, no, that just happened. I mean, as quickly as it started, it died.
How come it died? She wanted more than, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
But you just kind of, you had no real interest in it, kind of?
Not really.
It's not.
No. So that didn't work. Which,
What was not interesting? Why did you not have interest in her? Just that you didn't.
That was freshman year. That was freshman
year. Yeah.
First semester, second semester.
Your second one?
Must have been. I think. I don't know. I might have still had Jennifer hang up.
Did you date any girls?
You can't say why. Well, I guess you could in some cases, but you can't always say why a girl you don't find a girl interesting.
You can't, just say that in words. It's just,
it's there or it's not.
Yeah.
It's the case with different girls.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Did you know you would like Mo was somebody special in the first year of college? You didn't realize. What was like? Describe your feelings as far as each year.
Good friends. Like my first year, just a friend.
Close friend, or like did it become close at the end? Like did you
freshman? I don't remember.
Did you call her on the phone much or ever?
I mean, she's down the hall.
I guess that's true.
I mean, did anybody call anybody down the hall very much?
No, I guess not.
Knock on the door.
Yeah.
But first year, I guess we're just friends. I mean, I wasn't anything, or she wasn't any more special than Jennifer Dugan.
Oh, really?
Or anybody, I don't think.
Uh-huh.
And then sophomore year, at some point we started, we would talk. It's kind of funny. We would talk, everybody would be in the TV lounge or something, and she'd be in her room, and I'd go over and talk to her while throwing a football. And,
cool.
And I remember there was one thing, unfortunately I don't remember it clearly.
One thing that was kind of neat?
No, well, it was like, I'd ask her a question and she wouldn't really answer it. And she'd ask me a question and I wouldn't answer it too well. And she'd say, and I don't know, like a little time passed or something. And she'd ask me why I wouldn't talk or answering her questions, why I wasn't talking to her. And I said, well, if you're not going to tell me anything, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of grabbed her some way.
Oh, really?
And so when we started talking, nothing, I don't know what we talked about, but anyway, I mean, that's the basis of our friendship. Became very easy to communicate with her.
Mm-hmm.
Much easier to communicate with her than I think anybody I've ever been able to communicate with before or since. Even
what was the communication like?
That includes Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer.
That includes
Missy.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
The level, was not there.
Well, I mean, when there's no comparison really.
Mm-hmm. So, is there any other girl that comes close as far as that kind of communication goes that you've been associated with?
At that time?
Within the last 7 years or so?
I'm trying to think of all the girls, but Robin, no. Jennifer, no. Cheryl, no. No, I mean, it's an easy question.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even close. Right?
No one even, because, most girls, because a lot of girls I would just, talk to them, get answers out of them, and then cover up.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't rely on them. I mean, it wasn't like they were confidants or whatever. They were just kind of fun. You could talk to them and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, that was it.
That rare thing.
Yeah, I mean, the difference, I think, the main difference is that I ask a lot of girls questions and get responses, and I'm a good question asker.
Right.
But then when they start asking me questions, in general, in general, girls ask me questions about myself or whatever, I can tone it down and keep it pretty hidden and not really let it out and go with Mo. I felt comfortable saying whatever.
Yeah.
So
most people kind of like to talk about themselves. How come you don't like to? Apparently, you don't like to talk about yourself very often. Any reason for that?
kind of a contradiction now with I can't say.
I can't say that.
It's the nature of I got it from my dad. Very quiet about things.
But then they make you feel good.
Is that what
Like most people feel good, like girls, you know. There's like the rule of thumb is like going out with a girl, get them talking about themselves.
Right.
Everybody loves talking about themselves.
Right.
But you don't even like talking
That's
about yourself?
I know
you know that's kind of
I know that's
bad.
a rule, so I avoid it. Which actually is partly true. You know, I know whenever I start hearing myself talk about myself, and I'll say stop.
Because you know that it's uninteresting to the other person.
Right. Yeah, when I'm telling a story and all of a sudden I start seeing the person yawn.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily yawn, but, you know,
Right.
start getting their attention,
Mm-hmm.
getting a little distracted, then I know, well, finish the story
Yeah.
and get on to them.
So you're very concerned as far as like not being stupid. Kind of.
Right. I'm very concerned.
Very well said. So how would you?
Now, do you have enough questions to go on and on and on?
Me?
Until this thing
I
ends?
shit.
So well prepared.
I'm just so talented. I could just wing this thing. So how would you describe yourself? If you're describing yourself as a person.
Psycho killer. I think.
Would you say?
It's too broad a question. I don't know where to go with it.
What are some of the characteristics that are strong in you? I mean, a lot of people say that you're very, very nice, very considerate, extremely, you know, you care more about other people than most people do. You know, would you describe? Would you agree with that?
I'm selfish.
Self-motivated.
Well, I remember I told you I was selfish, but I've forgotten how I figured out I was selfish. But in general, I will try to help other people out whenever necessary. And in fact, for example, once at the dorm in Castilian, Jay had to be at the airport at like 5 or 6 in the morning, some ungodly time.
That was the really earth.
But you know, and I offered. He was fine. I got up, took him, no problem. And then, you know, for my own classes, I would miss them. You know, I would miss them right and left. I'd miss weeks at a time.
Oh, sure.
But and Jay, it got to where I heard Jay say, he said that for me to get BOTUS up, you have to make it so that it's something that's for someone else. You have to make it so that it benefits someone else. Because I won't do things for myself. I'll do things. I don't want to let anybody else down. I'll let myself down.
Why
Does that make any sense? I don't know.
What do you not care about yourself?
I mean, it's a lot easier because
Do you think it's just like that's a good way of like keeping friends because they'll remember that stuff? Or
That's not what I mean. I don't really keep friends.
Not keep friends.
I
But people like you. Well, and that's a very likable character.
Yeah, but that's not why I do it. I just do it because
maybe
you're a good guy.
But it's a lot more. It's easier to be selfish and not take somebody somewhere to 5 in the morning, which I probably would not do.
But
that's kind of
these are nice.
nice people.
Everybody's different, but I have no problem with it. I mean, I don't mind doing things for other people. I have problems doing things for myself.
Yeah, it seems like you're maybe almost too much on the extreme as far as.
Yeah, that's why you
don't
get
do
these wuss factors.
Yeah, the wuss factor. Describe the wuss factor. Do you subscribe to the wuss factor? Do you believe that's a true theory?
What? That I'm a wuss?
Yeah.
I just come right out. Argue a wuss.
That's not beat around the bush. The effeminate scale has been very high.
That's what I'm referring to as a wuss factor.
Right, the wuss factor. Why is that?
For those who don't know it, there's this test that we had that I took in, I think it was human sexuality class, and it was in a booklet and whatever, and I forget how it worked, but you rated your masculinity or your femininity, and are those the right words for that?
Your masculinity?
And I guess that's how, yeah. Anyway, so I rated well below, I was on the feminine side. well into the feminine side.
What kind of questions did they ask on this thing?
Forgot.
Feeling?
I think it gave an adjective, and you had to decide whether, like from 1 to 5, the strength of that.
Was that similar to the test that we took here with Rui and all them, pal?
That was the test.
Well, that was the test.
That was the test. I took it twice, and there was both times way into the feminine side. So, I even tried to get it to the masculine side. You guys wouldn't let me. You guys kept
I'm not that nice. Come on.
Oh, you're too nice, Moda.
Care about other people. I don't really care.
No, but actually, I think it's all more of a lie. I think it's a facade I put on.
A facade. You think you have people now have kind of given you too much credit for being nice?
Yeah, but it's not that I've wanted all that credit. I've been telling people I'm an asshole.
Why?
I mean, Beth knows I'm an asshole. Mo can tell you I'm an asshole.
An asshole?
Marion right now can tell you I'm an asshole.
See, now,
I mean,
I personally cannot see this asshole thing. Can you describe? I mean, it's hard for me to even imagine.
Well, how about when we were getting in fights at the Castilian?
You mean more of like stubborn and stupid? I mean,
no, just asshole.
As far as like an asshole, it's a person who's just kind of is totally non-caring or does asshole type things, I guess, and being stubborn or silly kind of or something like that is not really an asshole. But I think what in those instances, what have you done that really? You mean you obviously feel you have some asshole characteristics in you? You're not all as nice as people have been saying?
Definitely.
I mean, what are those things? What are some of those characteristics?
A temper. I get at times I have to have my way.
At times you have to get your way?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think of like examples which I can't put on tape. But, people watching might know. Where I'm selfish.
Selfish?
Yeah.
And what? No, that's surprising. What? Can you give an example at all? It's not incriminating.
I have to have my way. Selfish. I have to have my way. I'm selfish.
Just believe me, okay? I'm telling you, that's the way it is.
Man, so anyway, that causes. But who else? I don't know. But I'm not as everyone perceives me. Or not nearly. I think because it's so hard to know how people perceive you. You're on the inside looking out, and they're on the outside looking in at you. So you have no clue. You can only think,
How come you think we got into a lot of fights as far as in college, like the second year? What?
We got a couple. Oh yeah, like.
How bad? Was it that bad? I mean,
you know what? Actually, one time.
What?
After we got into a fight.
What, the washing material? What was? I don't know. One time.
We got a fight. Which one? Go ahead.
The laundromat thing. There was something really stupid about. I was really pissed off at the laundromat. There was a pretty big fight there. Do you remember that? Like we were in a laundromat one time.
Was the laundromat on the corner?
It was the one that pogon corner, with the quarter machines that we would go in the ghetto just to save a couple.
I did that in my junior and senior years.
You went there?
Senior year, yeah.
That was dangerous. Bums was walking up the street.
At 3 in the morning.
People robbed the Coke machine.
Oh man, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that occasion?
Actually, with Brad, maybe?
Yeah, Brad. Didn't somebody leave their shirt in the dryer? Or somebody had a whole load of clothes and they were about to leave or something. But that was
twice, 2 weeks in a row. I left. Remember, we'd wash the clothes and we'd throw them in the dryers. Then they'd all be done. We'd fold them all and we'd take off. Twice. Checking the washing machines. Found clothes that were wet.
Are your clothes are you just totally unopened and hadn't put them in there at all?
Oh no, I'd put them in there. They were just wet.
Them in there?
Just like soaking wet.
Oh, I see.
Because you'd use a row of washing machines and you just overlook one.
A whole washing machine, you mean?
Yeah, a whole.
So you'd open up the washing machine and you hadn't even noticed it before, right?
But it would just be full of my clothes.
Yeah, full of your clothes. Oh, okay.
But I remember an argument we had about. Remember it was during our chess phase. Everybody was playing chess. You and Ron Franklin, I think, were playing in our room, and I was trying to get some sleep, but I couldn't sleep with you guys in there. So I said, "Why don't you go down to Ron's room? Nobody's in there. Why don't you play there?"
Yeah.
And you blew it off and said, "Whatever," and you were gonna stay.
Right.
And so that pissed me off. I think That was just that had built up.
Uh-huh.
Or something else, some other stuff going on. I even went so far, how Debbie was down, and she was the head RA.
Right.
I went down and even asked her if there were any open rooms anywhere else in the building.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, to see if I could move out.
What time was that?
That was sophomore year sometime.
Sophomore
Year during the Olympics.
During the Olympics?
Yeah. Was that it?
So was it a kind of consistent thing, or what? Or consistently annoying? It got really annoying?
No.
Or just
just at times.
You're so pissed off at certain times?
Yeah, and then, it's like I just can't take Chester anymore.
What was it, a constant thing? I mean, I didn't seem like it was constant, was it?
No, it wasn't constant, but at times, you just get on my nerves like crazy.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Just get on my nerves, and finally this one time, it's like, man, I can't keep taking it. It's like pulling my hair out.
Uh-huh.
So I went down to Debbie, and I was looking for a room that was just totally empty, and she didn't have any. So I said, well, and in fact, I know she had a room. I know she had some rooms with single occupancies, with only one person in them, and I considered moving in with whoever those guys might be.
Oh, did you?
I think it was like on the 14th floor or wherever. Actually, I think it was up 21st floor. But ultimately, I decided, well, I'll stay.
You never really.
Did you know that?
You never made it known that much that it was that serious.
Not to you. I haven't told Mo about that.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I did. That I'd checked into other floors.
Mm-hmm. So that maybe that's like part of the keeping it inside. You never, you would let people piss you off, and you wouldn't take a stand on something.
Or once with Jennifer, could keep it in with her too. Same thing. I'm going to die of a heart attack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
If cancer doesn't get me.
Is that right?
So with Jennifer, she pissed me off on the way to Waterworld one morning.
Mm-hmm.
Go with them morning 8, come back at 5 at night or whenever, 4 at night. And every day we'd go, talk, whatever, have fun, go to lunch together occasionally, whatever. Everything was great. But the one morning she pissed me off for some reason, and she still doesn't understand it now. But all day I would just ignore her. I wouldn't talk to her. The whole day, nothing, zip, nada.
Mm-hmm.
All driving home, I wouldn't say a word to her.
She wouldn't say, hey, what's wrong here? Or she would?
I don't remember, but I just know that not even a word was spoken. After, because it was right when we were walking to the park that she pissed me off.
Right.
Because you had to walk through Astroworld to get to Waterworld.
Right.
Somewhere in Astroworld, she made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
She was mocking me, or I remember she was making fun of me or said something
Right.
about me. Anyway, so I didn't say a word to her all day, and that was very weird. Driving home, and finally she just said, when I was getting out of her car, she said, well, if you like talking, give me a call. So, never did, I don't think, but eventually, we ironed it out.
Yeah.
And still to this day, she didn't understand why I was mad at her.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a big part of, I think, our arguments as well, the stupid cracks and all that. Did they kind of get on?
Oh, that's one, yeah, that got very irritating.
After a while,
Yeah, what was it, ripping me to shreds?
Ripping you to shreds? Or just calling
incessantly.
Brad, would start it and we would finish it,
That's true.
Like just saying, you're just like the stupid comment would always be directed towards you or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Unnecessarily, I remember a comment he made about...
at first it probably wouldn't annoy you, but time and time again.
I know. That's so true.
Because at first it's funny, and
but when you start becoming the butt of all these stupid jokes,
right.
When you don't feel you're the stupidest person there,
yeah, right.
or don't feel you're stupid. Remember he made a comment about when I first got the equalizer, with all the wires in the back? What?
I could hear something like this.
You're saying, man, you better let Chester do it, because you're never going to be able to figure it out.
I used to hear Brad say that.
Oh man, I remember one time in the Cordoba room, what was it he did? Yeah, I was mad at him, surprisingly. He almost got in a fight with both of us. One time he...
yeah, I threw Brad around one time for the Lisa Slisner.
That's right.
Like that.
Yeah, he started yelling at Jack.
Yeah.
But I remember in the Cordova room, what did he do? He just was pissing me off.
Uh-huh.
And I happened to be sitting next to him at the table. And he said something to me, and I was literally so close to picking him up and throw him over the table.
Are you serious?
I had to count to 10 to keep myself from doing it. Because he made some crack, and I just kept eating. And I had to count. I swear I was so close, and I knew that would just... We were probably on double secret probation at the time, so it wasn't a good idea. But anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah, but I mean that's not just near the butt of jokes constantly. It gets very old.
Mm-hmm.
I know because Mo and some of her and some people with around her when even junior year got very old.
You mean with
I
Brad?
don't even not even Brad. It was like Mo and I don't even know who was around back then. At the Delphi, and then I guess Jeff and Steve or whoever. Anyway, just being the butt of jokes constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're they're thought it's just a joke, ha ha ha.
Right.
It's old. You get really pissed after a while.
That's true.
So
when did you and Rui become pretty good friends? What time was that? Like, you didn't know him very well in high school or freshman year?
No, didn't know him. Knew him in college. That was about it. Just during breaks, call him every once in a while, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it all was based on like sports, just bad baseball, playing.
Mm-hmm.
Played till 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Right. What was that? Was that like
Just a board baseball
sophomore
game.
year? Oh, no. What
Oh.
time period were you doing that?
I think that might have started probably the summer between freshman and sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even the Christmas break of freshman year, I think, maybe. I'm not sure, but it was pretty early on, and then became a solid friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny because he, obviously went away to school.
Yeah.
So during that period of time, he was easily, my best friend. While playing, the only friend I had that would play little at-bat baseball with me.
Mm-hmm.
I had this at-bat game for like 3 years and never got to play with anybody. I had to play by myself. I literally played by myself.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had to play by myself. Finally, I had someone to play with.
Not quite the same when you're playing by yourself.
No, it's not. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Don't get the strategy.
I even once took it because I wanted to play. Took it. And, Jennifer's little brother, Jarrett, liked baseball, so I played with him. I went. Jennifer wasn't even there. Went over to their house and played with Jarrett.
How old is he?
He was. I think he's a sophomore or junior in college, in high school now.
In high school now?
Yeah.
So he's like 12 years old.
So that was
some guy.
play with a kid.
Who's this guy? Sucker.
So.
Okay. Well, so now you're out of college. Now you're in between jobs. Now the big decision is now what are you going to do as far as what are your goals as far and what do you think you're going to be able to obtain as far as your job goals and stuff like that?
I don't know.
You want to be a sportscaster?
A sportscaster. We'll see.
And do you have any other ideas if you don't become a sportscaster? As far as what you might want to
NBA.
do?
NBA.
Just get some degrees like everybody else. You have no interest in it. Do you have any kind of interest at all in any kind of thing at all? Besides sports? I mean, could you see possibly a business profession that would be fairly, interesting at all to you? That you wouldn't mind doing? Have you thought about anything that would be okay?
When I own my own company. I like control. I want control.
Control? You like control?
I want to be able to
You'd like to be
control.
You wouldn't want to be in a job where you're bossed around a lot?
Oh, yeah, I think a lot of people like that. Everybody likes to be bossed around.
I love that.
Please boss me around.
Is that something you really get pissed off at?
I guess any job you have, you always, every job we've ever had has been a position of subordination.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
I'm tired of having to deal with people always telling me, especially when they're very condescending about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But sportscasting would be great because as
Why
a
would
sportscaster,
what are some of the things the sports I guess is something.
Sports is great. Plus you get to make up the show as you want.
Yeah.
You get to develop it. You get to, if you want to put basketball first, you put basketball first. If you want to put, you can control the whole show. From what
Is that right?
From what I've seen, yeah.
Really?
They
in a small town you could do that probably.
Well, Drew Spire did it.
Is that right?
Yeah, he controlled what videos to put on, when to put the scores.
You can control on Friday. He had the stupidest shit. I guess there was no sports really going on, but he primarily showed his top stories high school football And he could actually put, like, if he liked NBA like I would, he could put Jordan highlights every day and shit like that, and put the high school last, or is that like high school pretty important for us?
Yeah, he could do it. Yeah,
he could do it.
Yeah, you notice you watch on TV. You'll see stories swapped. The top story and the second story. So you got the Astros and the Rockets, or whatever. Then it's up to you. It's totally up to you. You could
even as far as included material.
You could stick Special Olympics first. You could stick whatever. It's totally up to you. So that's kind of neat.
Just being on the air would be incredible, don't you think? I mean,
yeah.
That would be amazing. I would think.
It would be pretty neat initially, I think.
Initially, I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You think it would die down as far as its exciting effects?
Sure. I'm sure it would, but as long as the poon keeps rolling in.
It would be a lot of fun, there's no doubt about it.
Is poon P-O-O-N?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
I think so.
Because P-U-N-E would be poon.
But P-U-N-E? Poon? Is that a word?
I don't know. You want to look up poon O-O-N.
Ovoid and poon? So yeah, you think that would? You think you have a pretty good chance of doing that? I mean, that seems like really hard to get into. And you have to. How do people get into that? I mean, there's only 3 guys who do it in each city. I mean, it seems like, or 10 or 15. Yeah. But
it's tough. Got to start in a small market, get your foot in the door. You might not necessarily even start as an anchor or a reporter. Start as a whatever.
Something else.
As a director or whatever. You might not even start in TV. Start in radio. Just, from what I hear, just get your foot in the door. And have I done that in 2 years? Have I even tried to do that?
There's no race. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. 24.
Still got 50 more years. Good life.
Got a trip to Lauderdale, got a trip to Europe.
Got a lot of shit
trip
going on.
to Dallas.
How come you have you felt like it's not been a rush as far as getting a job? I mean, most people actually take a lot of time off because they know they're going to be working for the rest of their life. Is that one of the reasons why you've not heavily pursued it, or you're just lazy, or
lazy?
Yeah. You would like to be working now?
Yeah, I mean, working is fine. I enjoy it. I somewhat enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it. When I was teaching for those 2 months.
You like working? You like doing stuff like that more than not doing stuff?
Yeah, I hate sitting around.
When
I had the waiting tables and the internship at the TV
doing
station.
a lot of shit like that?
Oh yeah, I was running around day after day.
Right.
Every day.
No free time hardly at all.
Exactly. Not even time enough to take a shit.
Wow.
So.
And you like that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it gets old after when you do it 6 days in a row.
Right.
But
But you prefer being real busy like that as opposed to having lots of.
I mean, yeah, I do, but
like
as long as you see a little light at the end of the tunnel. You can see yourself getting a little break here and there, and you see yourself growing and advancing.
So you would do a job if you liked it, like Price Waterhouse. Is that kind of hours too much for you, or?
No. Well, when I was teaching, I went to 7 at night at times, and the only problem is the number of hours wasn't too bad. It's the fact that I didn't have more time in the day to do other things. If they were, be perfect. I mean, those hours I could handle every day if there were 30 hours in a day. Does that make any sense?
No.
No?
I actually did not listen to a word you said. Just doing the old man, huh?
That's gonna be. People are laughing right now. So all I'm saying is that if there were 30 hours in a day, the number of hours wouldn't be any problem because don't start that.
For some reason, I absolutely cannot listen to you right now.
So anyway, I am a good worker, I think.
Maybe it's because it's a really boring topic. I want to move on to something more exciting.
That's right.
So what kind of girls do you like? What kind of, describe the girls that...
blonde.
You like blonde?
Start with, yeah.
Okay.
In general,
But you like brunettes too.
Brunettes will definitely work. Yeah, blonde, about 5'5"ish. As far as physical characteristics, 5'5"ish. I don't want 6'2".
Right. What about 5 feet?
5 feet.
What would you rather have, 5'10" or 5 feet? 5 feet. Well,
probably 5 feet. Probably 5 feet. Yeah. Yeah, I like the girl to be.
You like to be a little dominant, right?
Yeah.
You like to suck dick easy.
I want to be right there.
No, it's a bandana.
Another thing, physically, just relatively in shape.
In shape?
Not fat.
Is that how important is that? Because I know to me, since I'm in pretty good shape, I guess, I work out and stuff. That's real important to me.
See, it's not.
It's not as important to you.
It's not real important to me.
Really?
See, it's like. It's like.
Well, obviously, looks are not that important when you think about it.
Looks
but
are okay.
I think as far as if the part of looks that is important to me is being pretty toned and athletic or in shape.
Okay.
That's pretty important to me.
Um,
But looks is not that important, I agree.
Looks just have to be, just look decent.
Mm-hmm.
As far as chest, I mean, personally, an ass man. Ass would be nice. Good asses, good.
Yeah.
But like chest, some guys are tit men and they have huge tits. Just as long as they're existent. That's fine.
What about the flat as a board is pretty much a turn off?
It's a turn off, but
you can still work with it. They have a good flat.
You still work.
Like that girl, what's her name? Barbie. She was pretty nice.
This is not a girl I was with, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
So, what was the other thing? One thing that's impressed me about myself is I quit the teaching job, although I was making good money, because I preferred happiness and I had other things to do.
Right.
And I basically broke up with a girl recently because there wasn't any love in my heart.
And you're impressed with that?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
No, what I'm saying is, this girl's really good looking. She's got a lot of the qualities that you would want. Physically, she was really great.
Yeah.
And she was very nice. You can basically not find a fault, really.
When you describe her to somebody, yeah,
but the one thing that was lacking was that real, those strong feelings. So, sure, I went out with her for a while, but eventually, we broke it off, or I broke it off, or whatever, because I saw it as a dead end.
Right. Well, some people over time develop those feelings. It didn't seem like y'all were really developing any deeper, communication level there. Any reason? Is that something to personality? Is she kind of shallow, or what? Or
no. Well, me, because I'm very closed off. So I blame myself for it all. I'm to blame. I'm to blame in everything.
No, but y'all just seem kind of like different as people, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not real. It's not real. Very, very, very comfortable. Like it would be speaking to some other girls.
Yeah, I mean, she's got such a night and day different personality, and herself. So I think that means her personality is quite different than yours.
Yeah.
She's just a girl that there's no way you could really become in depth with. I feel.
I can't do it comfortably now. But that's just through his no
she's
fault
a pretty
of
girl,
her.
but she's not one of those girls that we would hang out like like Mo, Pal, Jay. Those are real people. They're smart. They got their own ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What have I said? What am I talking about?
What she used to say. She's different than the others.
No, but you don't agree with that? As far we hang out with a certain type of person, kind of,
Yeah.
They're kind of real people. They're
Down
nice.
to earth.
They're pretty intelligent. They're pretty funny, witty. They've got some stuff to say.
That's
Down to
true.
earth.
But it's very. Our little clique, I guess, has grown up together.
That's true. Yeah.
Marion just kind of appeared.
Right. Yeah, that's true. How?
I don't know.
Can you see yourself actually meeting a girl and getting into that depth of? That's so hard when you meet them at a totally outside thing. It's so easy when you're comfortable. You've been there for years.
That's why every girl that I've ever had a real good relationship with has been a good friend. Well before.
That's right.
Kind
You met.
That's why when you go to
friends with your
Yucatan,
other friends too.
Yeah. That's why when you go to Yucatan, you hope to find, someone you can go out with and have, as a girlfriend. It's really tough because you don't really know much about them. You don't have a real friendship when you start out.
That's true.
I've never had success that way. And
so now we're out of college and high school. It's gonna be pretty hard to find that.
Possible. Yeah, so I will not be married ever.
Actually, people say at work, though, it's a pretty good opportunity if you ever start working. But a lot of times they're not attractive girls, or, a lot of times it's not as good as
If you don't have a job.
the situation.
Never real.
You like it?
Well, I gotta do some stuff.
Spice it up a little bit.
So, hey.
Sorry. What does this look like? This is a
Hey,
pretty cool card.
hey,
Can you, Tony?
This is my interview. God damn it.
Alright.
The notice-
Okay, now can you just describe, what do I say?
you don't have to
Give me like a speech on politics in America right now.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Just give me like a little minute talk on.
Want to see you read?
No, just
The
to
war
show
has
you.
ended. You know what's funny?
What?
Is it, your interview was on, I think, the 15th of January, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. We'll know when we watch this. So it's right before the war started? It was
Is that right?
It was right in the middle of January somewhere.
Oh, okay.
And now we're talking, and the war is just basically ended.
Uh-huh.
There's been a ceasefire anyway. So it's like,
Sure.
this tape is going to contain before and right after, if things hold as they are.
That's true.
So, but anyway, Saddam Hussein is a pussy.
Yes, that is true.
So anyway, and America's looking up. Dana Carvey doing George Bush, doing that George thing.
What else can I ask you? Do you have anything else to say as far as what kind of comments about life?
Not life.
We only live in this world a very short time. How are you gonna make your mark in this world? What are you gonna do? I mean, you're just dust in the wind. Think about it.
I believe that. I
I mean,
believe
you're
that.
shit. Nobody will remember you 100 years from now. Nobody
That's
will.
very good. I am shit. Remember that.
And I think you said it, man.
I am shit. That's actually something that stays with me.
Yeah,
Remember that night?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whenever you take a shit, just turn around, look at me, and say hello. Because that's me. I'm there, and then flush me. What a night. God, no. What a night. That was a Dear John night.
That was Dear John?
That they had gotten that Dear John letter.
Uh-huh.
That was funny. That was the tennis ball.
Oh,
In case you were wondering what that.
Sure.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I had like just almost pure Everclear
Pure Everclear?
drinking, and somebody stopped me. Thank God. I've been dead man. What Jennifer would have felt. Closing in on.
Alright, should we close it up?
No, it's just like
Keep going?
Go to the very end.
The tape?
It turns on. Yeah,
Oh.
we're almost there anyway.
Are we?
Yeah, we're like a few 10 minutes away, less than that.
Oh, okay.
When are you gonna go to bed? What's
No. Go
read
ahead,
your
yeah.
magazine?
How long have we been going?
Dick. Almost an hour. Pussy, cock,
Almost an hour?
suck, bite.
How long did we go?
An hour.
An hour exactly. So we're going to get a little more.
Maybe even no. I think it was actually more than an hour. I think it's like
An hour and 5.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
So
what was your most exciting and entertaining class at UT? Describe it.
exciting and entertaining.
What did you enjoy? Which class did you stood out as being most interesting or fun?
Interesting. I liked actually the class you took with me, philosophy, contemporary
really?
problems. I thought that was an interesting class.
Yeah, that was pretty
I
interesting.
think I made a B and you made an A, but
That's right. Were you close to making it?
I don't know because I never found out what I made on the final.
Uh-huh.
Because
I remember us like studying and playing pool one night for like a big test.
for the first one you made an A and I made a B on that.
That's pretty. I mean, you did pretty well there. You did pretty good.
You
stuff.
only because of you. I remember I'd watch you and you'd be laying in bed studying. It's like, what are you doing? And you wouldn't say, oh, nothing. It's like, fuck, man, better study. And finally, I mean, that literally made me study. Watching you sitting there.
That was the only class we had. I think.
Yeah.
That was the most interesting.
That made me realize I really don't study as much as I should. when you're the one, when you're there and you say you never study, making A's, and I see you there and you're laying there reading, looking over notes and all this stuff, and I'm laying there sleeping.
You have to study it at least once, right? Going to the test, you got to study it once.
Well, I mean, thank God for you in that class. I would have made a C. That was my standard grade in college.
You would actually go into classes without going over your notes once, or what? Or you would always
I
go
might
over.
have gone
What kind of
over
studying
once.
technique would you use, like going into tests? I mean, everybody studies some. Nobody just goes
Some,
to tests blindly.
just a general class.
Yeah, like,
I just read over it. I mean,
So you would not learn it though, where you would like memorize everything, obviously,
no,
right? You would not go over many
no,
times.
very bad.
You would just go over it like
I would change.
half-ass, kind of?
Yeah, I was just too lazy. And I always wait till the last day or two before I started to go over the whole, everything before
everything, right?
from the previous test.
Right.
So I would never finish looking over all of it by the time the test came. So that's why I was doing that all-nighters.
Oh, that's right.
2 out of 4 nights.
That's
and then
not really...
For 1 week, I did 3 all-nighters in 5 nights. So.
Yeah, they say that's really not a good technique to cram until the last minute, because you can't really remember it all.
I'd have a test like at 2 in the afternoon, and I'd be up all night and be struggling to stay awake till 2 in the afternoon during tests.
What a great technique of studying. You study for 24 hours straight before the test. You're putting in the same, probably more time than a normal person would study for the test, because you're being so inefficient, and that is so idiotic.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's another example of me not really caring about what I do to myself. And that's another thing with death. I don't care if I die.
Yeah.
I don't care. But what I'm worried about is the people that are left behind who are going to be worried.
Yeah. So, why didn't you not care about this though? I mean, me and you are totally different in that respect. All I care about is living forever. Bettering myself. Don't you want to better yourself?
I don't mind bettering myself. Bettering myself's great. I don't mind being, I'd like to learn a lot.
But doing whatever it takes to better yourself?
When it comes, you have to work for it. Then laziness comes in.
Then I don't care.
But no, but just in general, I wish there was a way to know what you want to know and get what you want to get without having to really work for it.
Easy money, right? But you ever considered selling drugs? Some people say that's easy money. So how are you going to come across your money? What do you, if you don't become a sportscaster, what are you going to do? Have you ever given that thought at all?
Oh yeah, I think about it.
Could you be a banker?
But you see, on the other hand, I'm not really worried about myself, because I know that I honestly, at times I'm really, lack confidence. At other times, I'm super confident. But in general, I think I'm moderately confident enough to know that I'm more intelligent than the average American.
Sure.
I'm more physically fit. I have most of my qualities are better than average.
Yeah, so
I have confidence that.
Sure, you can always fall back on that. You'll never be in trouble, as far as Skid Row.
As long as I have my dad's money, mom's money.
I got a house. I got food. I got maid.
But in general, yeah, I have a college education minimum now.
Yeah.
And I cannot take that away from me.
That's true.
My degree. So I've got that, absolute bottom minimum. I can always be a waiter the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, there's no
question.
Kill
myself, but
we're not talking about where you have money to survive. Just what have you thought about what kind of direction you're going to take as far as your career if you don't get sportscasting? As more as I was talking about.
I might pursue.
Might you actually go to graduate school?
Yeah, might.
Well, would you be doing that more for?
See, I would
because you're not really sure what you're going to do. Just might as well get more skills while you're at it, more credentials, kind of deal.
But I've thought about graduate school and I've considered it. But if I could find something that I wanted to do in it and get a degree, then I would probably pursue it. But I have no clue.
Yeah. What about psychology? You ever consider that? You don't think that's interesting?
It's interesting, but
like being a psychologist, or is that too much time?
It's not something I want to devote my life to.
Right.
When you're a kid, it's like you always have these ideas. I want to be a blah. I want to be a whatever. It's like I don't see. Psychologist is great, but I don't know. There's some things I never even thought of myself as doing, and psychologist really wasn't one of them early on. I guess at some point, I saw myself being like an over-the-counter psychologist, just helping friends out and whatever. But anyway.
What about anything in the business world? Any kind of jobs there? Most people work in some kind of business environment.
Business I wouldn't mind.
There's a good chance you might be doing.
What's that?
If you don't get sportscasting, you probably work in some kind of business field.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I don't think. I don't know about accounting.
No accounting.
But I don't even know what all the business world has to offer anyway.
What they do. Right?
Just in general, yeah. But I don't know what different facets might be. Different things you could possibly do, and maybe something will stroke my dick.
Hopefully so.
I don't know if there's something that might actually turn me on. So, who knows?
So how often do you crave sex after you like haven't had it for a while? Like, do you like? Are you like one of those guys like has to have it quite a bit, or as far as like?
Well,
what
with a girlfriend, yeah.
With a girlfriend.
When I have a girlfriend, it's like.
You want it more than them usually, or the girl actually? They want it.
You get a girl going and she'll want it more than you.
Really?
In general, yeah, I think so.
I agree with that.
But on the other hand, I want it pretty badly too. I guess. Which is kind of for the physical part of it. Just want to get after it.
Have you ever gone like over the last 5 years? What was the longest stretch without
last
boofing
5
a
years?
girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there?
Sure, years one time.
Were there year stretches?
I'm sure there must.
Like
be.
freshman in college? Did you ever bop it? Jennifer probably.
It's just not coming up. I can't think of any.
What about Jennifer? Maybe on a rebound on the slide. Did she ever like come by and visit and one for old time's sake? When was that? That was junior year? Sophomore year?
Cannot remember anymore.
When was the give me 30 minutes and I gave you like 25?
That was sophomore year. That was sophomore year. Yeah, that was pushing it.
Pretty romantic, huh?
Yeah.
We got 20 minutes. Let's get at it. So, what do you remember? Like the best sex you've ever had, or like one time that actually stands out as far as? Is there?
Yeah, one time. Well, actually, a few times.
A few times.
But it's usually like the first.
The first.
First with different girls, but
that's probably the most
like the first with Jennifer easily.
Yeah,
that stands out quite a bit.
Right.
But some other firsts. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. And it doesn't have not even sex at times. There are other things. Pre-sex.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Too many ways. None of them really in this tape now.
Hopefully this tape is coming to an end.
Let's see. That thing's still on. I can handle the pressure now.
I'm
gonna try it. I'm gonna be bold.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm so comfortable now.
You are on the camera.
I could piss in front of that camera now. So confident.
That's right, man. You can be
So
a caster,
confident.
man.
Right now, for the record, I weigh 177, 5'10"ish.
I thought you were 5'11".
10-ish and a half. I'm right in there.
Right in there. You've never actually measured yourself and got an exact measurement? I mean, ever? So you can.
I'm really not sure.
You have no idea.
I just kind of look at other people and figure it out from there. What else? Anything else I should know about myself? The future?
Wow.
Marriage is very far away.
You feel you're not going to get it?
If ever, it's very far away.
You think so? I mean, you like you said, you're very. How do all these other people get married? I mean, you're better than most of these doofuses out here.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You notice that? I'll talk to you about that after.
What are you talking?
That girl that you could tell yesterday, she said, "Do I know you?" To you. And then I go, "Do you remember me?" And she goes, "No." See how that I don't.
You go, hey, she's looking at me, right? She's gonna walk over there. I remember you. Do you know? No, I don't.
She wants you, man. She wants you. My woman.
Well, she already told me that she didn't like your type or whatever.
Wow, like it wasn't apparent.
Yeah, it was apparent last time.
Oh yeah, I know.
I
totally rejected me.
Yeah, well,